They also have a free public transportation service available for all students in Malta. So for students who travel to Malta, once you get there, you'd work on getting your study visa, study permit, I beg your pardon. Once you get that, you'll be issued a Tilinja card, which you'd present transportation services. There's also very low unemployment rate, and numerous employment opportunities are available in Malta, even though it's also very well known for its leisure and travel experience. They also are home. They are becoming a home for several universities in Malta, including GBS. We do have a post-study work option available in Malta, up to 9 months actually. So students who finish school can explore work opportunities in Malta when they finish up to 9 months. Within that period, once you get full-time employment, great. Then you can start working on a resident permit. And also another thing is there's a Get Qualified scheme in Malta for all schools that are by the Malta Federal Higher Education Authority. They eligible their students who finish or who graduate from these schools to be enlisted under the Get Qualified scheme, which is a policy instituted by the Maltese government. So essentially, for students who graduate and they get full-time employment, the Maltese government states that they can get up to 70% of their tuition fees back in the form of tax credit. So give or take, for a good almost 2 years, when you finish school at GBS and you get full-time employment, you can get full salary and not pay tax until you are finished getting up to 70% of your tuition that you paid, which is great. And it's also a way of saving some money for yourself. And GBS Malta also offers 25% scholarship, just like GBS Dubai. We do also have the flexible class options where students can choose between morning, evening, or weekend classes. Students also have the student support office that supports them with workshops and employment opportunities. We also have internship opportunities for every program at GBS Malta. And our lecturers across all our campuses are industry experts. So aside from the theoretical knowledge, students also get to learn get hands-on experience and learning from their lecturers, who are also renowned for their research and industry experience as well. So this is just a breakdown of the cost of living in Malta. Essentially, if anyone wants to eat out, they can spend anything between 20 to 30 euros per meal. We also have private and sharing room options at our on-campus housing, which ranges between 450 to 1,000 euros, depending on what is available and what option you choose. Then the average cost of living in Malta is essentially around 120,200 euros per month. And the average salary for full-time work in Malta is about 1,500 euros per month. Students who actually get to work part-time, and they are very judicious in that, can actually make up to that amount per month if they are very serious. So I'm coming down now to the various program options available at GBS Malta. So like I mentioned before, we do have foundation programs available also at GBS Dubai, and these mirror what is available in Malta. And we have two options currently available. We have an award in information technology and study skills. So this is for anyone who wants to do IT or computer science for undergrad. And we also have an award in business management and study skills for anyone who wants to do business and management. It's for 1 year. The fee is 5,000 euros, and we are currently recruiting for the February 2026 intake. Okay. So in terms of requirements, we have an age limit in Malta for our undergraduate program. So students between 18 to 23 years are eligible to apply for our undergraduate program, our undergraduate programs, which include the foundation programs as well. Okay. However, for masters, we don't have any age limit. And in Dubai, we don't have any age limit for any of our programs. So for our undergraduate programs, so just to make you understand, anyone who wants to transfer, let's say they're already enrolled in a university in Ghana and they might want to transfer, it's a bit tricky because at the end of the day, we'll need to see how much credit you can use to transfer. So I typically, before you even ask that question, will recommend that you finish your undergraduate studies in Ghana and then apply for a master's program. That way, you also get to save some cost because you've already spent some money in school over here as well. Anyway, I digress. So let me continue. For our bachelor's programs, we currently have a bachelor's in computer science and information technology option. It's for 3 years and it's 6,000 euros per year. We also have a bachelor's in health, social care and well-being program, which is also 6,000 euros per year for 3 years. And we are currently recruiting for the February 2026 intake. So for students who might want to start with the foundation, you might be wondering because we don't have any bachelors in business and management currently to be available hopefully by September 2026. They can still do a foundation in business and pursue the bachelor's in health, social care and well-being. Okay, so for our bachelor's programs, definitely we would need either HND top-up or up to year 13 Cambridge or IB program. If anyone has WAEC, they would have to do a foundation program before they are eligible to do to enroll onto our undergraduate programs. And for our master's programs, we have MSc Information Technology Management. Anyone that has a computer science background or IT background is eligible to apply for our master's program. It's for 1 year. We have several specializations. We have the general option, and then we have specializations in cybersecurity, data analytics, cloud computing, and artificial intelligence. We do have 25% scholarship on our master's program. So 10,000 will come down to about 7,500 euros for the tuition for 1 year period. We also have a Master of Public Health. So anyone that has a health or science background is eligible to apply for our Masters in Public Health. It's also for 1 year. Also has the 25% scholarship. So tuition comes down to 7,500 euros. And we have several specializations. So we have the General Master of Public Health, and then we also have specializations in epidemiology, health promotion, leadership, and management. And our final master's program available is the MBA, which is a Master of Public Administration. Similarly, it's for 1 year. Fees is 10,000 euros, but there's a 25% scholarship, which is automatic, by the way, and it comes down to 7,500 euros. And we have several specializations. This include marketing, management consulting, project management, entrepreneurship, and global investment banking. Okay. So for the entry requirements, so for our MBA, we accept a minimum of second class lower. If someone has a third class, they will be considered, but they must have work experience up to 1 year, and they must provide a work reference letter. Aside that, for our English proficiency, because Ghana is an English-speaking country, we do accept a letter of medium of instruction proving that all your studies have been in English. And so you can use that, which has to be on letterhead from your previous school, signed and stamped. And that is also required at the time of application. So the various mandatory documents for our programs, you need to show a valid passport. We would also require official transcript and certificates. We would also need a CV that has to state your education experience, volunteer work, If you have any gap, you'd also need to state that. And then English proficiency, like I mentioned earlier on, and a personal statement, essentially talking about why you want to study in Malta, why the GBS Malta, why the program you opted for, your sponsorship, your financial details, and if you have any immigration history. So for our intakes, currently we are recruiting for the February 2026 intake. We also have intakes in April, June, and October next year. Okay, so we have a very seamless applications process. Typically, when we have all the application documents available, you should get a conditional offer very quickly. And then based on the conditions that are stated on your conditional offer, we would require you to provide those documents, and then you'd go an admissions interview just to ascertain your readiness for the program. And then once you get your unconditional offer upon passing the interview, you would be required to accept your pay your tuition deposit, and then you start with your visa process. And then once that is done, we'll also give you a support letter to attach to your documents, and then you submit your visa application and wait for the decision to be made. Okay, so for visa requirements for Malta, it's a bit, but essentially you might be looking at proof of funds. I'll just talk about that briefly and then I'll move on to my next school. But for proof of funds in Malta, you need to have at least a minimum of 11,450 euros in your bank account or your sponsor's bank account. It used to be 10,000 euros, but it was recently revised. And then you need to also have your accommodation as well to show, and travel insurance, and then sponsorship information as well. Okay, so if you are thinking about whether dependent to go with their dependent students are allowed to go with their dependents to study in Malta, unfortunately that is not available at the moment. So Malta only issues student permits, and if you have any family member that might want to visit you, they can come on a visitor's or a leisure, like a visitor visa, which is valid for 90 days. And then when you finish school and get full-time employment, you can apply for a family reunion visa. Okay, so these are basically pictures of campus accommodation facilities. We also have 1 in a room, 2 in a room, 3 in a room options. We similarly, there's a cafes and shopping centers very close by, and then we also have host family options available for those who might want to live with local families in Malta or close by the campus. Okay, so my next school is Sheila International University. This is quite interesting because Sheila is actually an American university that started about 60 years ago, and it is one of the first universities that established campuses in Europe. So under the Sheila International University, we have campuses in Tampa, Florida, USA, in Madrid, Spain, in Paris, France, and in Heidelberg, Germany. So I'll quickly play a video about our campus in Paris, and then I'll continue with my presentation.
We can't hear anything. No.
You can't hear anything.
I think
okay, let me try this again.
Yeah, you have to share the
it's
audio.
100
No, you have to
How do
check.
I
Like,
do that?
um, so try to stop presenting, and when you are doing it again, you share the audio as well.
Where do I click on sharing audio, please?
Right around. No. You have to stop presenting first and like re-present.
Okay. Okay.
We can still see your screen.
You can still see my screen.
Yes.
Okay. So I've minimized it now.
No. You have to
And
stop
then,
together.
okay.
Let's manage. Okay, you stopped. Uh-huh. So when you're trying to share your screen again, there's an option to
Mhm.
share audio. Also share tab audio. You have to check it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm coming. Let me try and open. Okay, now it's not opening. Okay, let me just continue with my presentation because I think OneDrive has to update before it allows me to open the presentation. I did some edits on the presentation before we started the webinar.
Okay.
And so let me just open my other, let me see if it's open. If not, I'll just open another presentation and then we continue without the video. Okay. Okay. I think it's opened. Okay. So you were saying
You have to check share audio. It should be
share
beneath.
my screen.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
right.
it's on it too. It's in blue. It's engaged.
Oh, okay. Then it may be as you said. The drivers need to be updated first.
Okay. But please, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, no problem. Let me just continue with Sheila International University. Okay, so should we try the presentation mode once more? Can you see my screen?
Yes, but it's not in presentation mode. It's the just the whole PPT showing, like the whole
It's not
PPT.
changing. Okay, let me just stick to it. Okay, yes. So yeah. Okay, so Sheila at a glance. So essentially, with Sheila being an American university, their undergraduate programs are for 4 years, unlike 3 years under their British system. And so it covers up the 1 year foundation if you are thinking along those lines. Aside that, for all our campuses, including Europe and the USA, all students graduate with an American degree under Sheila International University. We also have dual degree options for some of our programs. Students can also do transfer options where they can study on one campus for a period of time and transfer to another campus to graduate from there. And also we have large diverse communities available on our campuses. We also offer focused learning modules where students take one module per month to be able to immerse themselves all only on one particular topic or module, and then they move take their test and then they move to the next one for the following month. We also have scholarships available on all our campuses as well. So for our bachelor's programs, we currently have all programs available for the winter 2026 intake. These include Bachelor of Science in International Business. We have Bachelor of Science in International Marketing. We have Bachelor of Science in Computer Science. We have Bachelor of Arts in International Relations and Diplomacy. We have Bachelor of Science in International Hospitality and Tourism Management. We have Bachelor of Science in Applied Math and Artificial Intelligence. And we have Bachelor of Science in Business Analytics. Programs, we have a general MBA. We also have an MBA with specialization in international business. At Spain, we have MBA in Spanish. We also have Master of Arts in Relations and Diplomacy. We have Master of Science in Digital Marketing and E-commerce. We have Master of Science in Sustainability Management in partnership with UNITA. UNITA is the United Nations Institute for Research. And then we also have Master of Science in Global Finance and in Data Science. So we have two programs that are in collaboration with UNITA. This is the Master of Arts in International Relations and Diplomacy and the Master of Science in Sustainability Management. So under these, have the opportunity to actually apply for internship opportunities in the UN under the United Nations Institute for Training and Research. They also take extra courses to get an official certification from the UN under their program, and they can also graduate at the UN headquarters in Geneva, Switzerland. So it's also a very simple application process for Sheila International University. We would require the student to fill out an application form, provide their, for the bachelor's programs, provide their high school certification. They can also, English proficiency also, a valid passport, CV. If there's any gap, you need to state it as well. And once you submit your, we also have an admissions interview with you. And once you pass the interview, you get an unconditional offer. And get the offer, pay your tuition deposit, and then you start working on your visa. For our master's programs, similarly, you need to fill out an application form, provide your official bachelor's transcripts and certificate. If you have any external certification or qualification, you can provide that. Also, motivation letter, your CV, English proficiency, and a valid passport. You then get a conditional offer. After that, to take your admissions interview. Once you pass, you get an unconditional offer, in deposit, and then start working on your visa. So these are our tuition fees for the various programs. So for all our European campuses, that is Germany, France, Spain, undergraduate fees is 15,400 euros per year. We have 20% scholarship in USA, France, and Spain. And we also have 50% scholarship in Germany for the first year. For US campus, this is 17,100 euros per year. They have 20% scholarship. And for the master's program, so our master's programs essentially are 1 year, and it's only the MBA in international business that runs up to 15 months. And that is a dual degree, so the fees is a bit high, 20,000 euros, 700 for the European campuses, and then 23,598 USD in USA. However, all the other masters are 16,560 euros in Europe and 18,878 in USA. So again, European campuses, France and Spain have 20% scholarship on the program, on the fees, and Germany has 50%. USA has 20% scholarship on the fees. We also have distance learning options, and students can also pay per module. Because we have the monthly module structure, students can pay per module as well. Okay, so we've also given an estimation of the living expenses for the various campuses, just so you appreciate how much is expected of you to provide as proof of funds during your visa stage. So typically, if you look at it, this includes housing, food, transportation, mobile subscription, books and learning materials, as well as miscellaneous expenses. So in Spain, the total monthly living expense estimate is about 1,255 euros. In France, it's about 1,721 euros. In Heidelberg, it's about 1,417,000 euros. And in USA, it's about 2,657 USD per month. Okay. So under the Sheila brand, oh, sorry, under the Sheila brand, these are the companies that we have collaboration with, and that our students, oh, what am I doing? That our students have internships at. So, like I mentioned at the beginning of my presentation, all our programs offer internship opportunities for our students. So these are some of the companies that offer that under the Sheila brand. We do have a very interactive or rigorous student life on all our campuses. Another good thing is for any European campus that you find yourself in, you get to take a course in the local language. So if you end up in Spain, you can take a course to learn Spanish, France, French, German. However, all our programs deliver in English, so you don't need to worry about providing any language proficiency when you're applying. So my next school is called the Management Appliqué. It is in Paris as well. And EMA, for short, stands for the School of Applied Management. It was founded in 2004, and it's a private university in France. So all our programs currently offered at EMA are centered along applied management or business and management. So with EMA, we are accredited by Qualiopi, and we also offer classes in English and French. So students who have French background can also study at EMA, and those who are from English backgrounds who study in English. And we do have also student support services and expert faculty members that help our students. So for the bachelor's options, we have the Bachelor of Applied Management, there's specializations in finance and economics, there's creative industries, and there's business law. The fee is 9,000 euros, and there's also the 25% scholarship currently available. Students, yes, 25% scholarship currently available. Intake is for January 2026. I should state that for Sheila International University and EMA, students can pay up to 50% of their tuition to accept the offer, and the other 50% in 2 installments within the year. So you don't need to pay all the fees upfront. You can pay 50% to accept your offer and spread the rest in 2 installments. And then we also have the Master in Applied Management. This is for 2 years and it's 10,000 euros for per year. There's 3 specializations in creative industries, finance, and business law. Recruitment is also ongoing for January 2026. And then we also have PhD programs also available. Currently in English, what is available is the PhD in economics. We also have a PhD in international affairs, but this is only for French-speaking students at the moment. It's 7,000 euros per year, and it also has a 25% scholarship available. We do also have a general MBA and a Doctor of Business Administration also available at EMA. The tuition ranges between 7,000 to 8,500 per year, depending on what program you are looking for. And we are currently recruiting for January 2026. So similar entry requirements will require your passports, your CV transcripts, your um, personal statements, English proficiency, work references, and a statement of purpose. You would also undergo an interview, and once you pass, you get your unconditional offer. Once you accept, make your tuition deposit, then you can continue with your visa application. So just to reiterate, we do have 50% scholarship, 50% scholarship in Germany under Schiller International University. All the other campuses have 25% scholarship for GBS Malta, GBS Dubai, Schiller International University, and EMA. And under Schiller and EMA, you can pay 50% to accept your offer and the other 50 in 2 installments. And so my last school, which is also located in France and Berlin, Germany, is ICN Business School. ICN Business School is actually our newest baby. We acquired them just earlier on in this year. It is a 120-year-old school, so it's been in existence for a very long time. It has triple accreditation, so it's actually deemed as a Ivy League school in Paris because the qualification is acknowledged worldwide, and it's basically translates to all the either British, Europe, or America. Okay, so ICN has 3 campuses, to be precise. We have one in Nancy, in France. Average cost of living in Nancy is about 600 euros per month. And Nancy is similar to Knowledge Park in Dubai. It's home to several other universities. And so students under the creative arts tracks for masters and bachelors can go to other institutions to take some courses from there whilst they study at ICN. We also have a campus in Paris. Paris is the capital city of France. And so cost of living is a bit higher. It's about 1,000 euros per month. But then that is where we have most of our internships, placements for our students in France and in Paris. And then our final campus under ICN is Berlin in Germany. Average cost of living is about 1,000 euros as well. And students can do some simulations whilst they are studying in Berlin. And there's still also the 20 hours part-time work for students available. So these are the programs currently being run under ICN Business School. We have Bachelor in Management. We have International Bachelors of Business Administration. We have Master in Management, Master in Management. We have MSc, which is the Master of Science. We have PhD, and we have Doctor of Business Administration. So our bachelors under ICN range between 9,000 to 9,900 euros. Classes are typically in Paris and Nancy. We do have an age limit for 25 years. Class offering is in English, and for French options is also available. We do also have Master in Management, which is tuition fee ranges about 40. It's an Ivy League school. Tuition fee is a bit high, as you can see. We do have several, very competitive to get admission at ICN. So we do require very strong students with good qualifications. Okay. We also have Masters in Science, which ranges between 10,000 to 14,000 euros, and several specializations. And then we also have a PhD in Management. For those who already have a master's and they might want to specialize or do a PhD, we have that available in Management. And then we have DBA, which is a Doctor of Business Administration in Sustainable Innovation Management, which is currently distance learning. So it's online, it's not in person. So I won't take too much of your time. With ICN, they don't have the scholarship. but they do have a tuition acceptance fee of 4,000 euros, and then you spread the remainder of your fees in 3 installments. So it's a bit different from the other schools that I've talked about. So thank you. This brings me to the end of my presentation. I am happy to answer any questions that anyone might have. So let me stop sharing my screen.
Okay, and thank you very much for the presentation. There are a few questions in the chat. So from Mary, for Kila University, the Germany campus, right? Does a 50% scholarship apply to both bachelor's and master's degrees?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So Mary, I hope you got that. Yeah. And from Eric, okay. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, and from Eric, you have campuses that offer engineering.
At the moment, no, but in the very near future, we would have some options available. So watch out for September 2026.
Yeah. Yeah, so that is it for the questions in the chat. Please, if you have any questions, you can unmute yourself. Oh, there's a new one. So from Deborah, do I have to apply after the university for for postgraduate medicine? Medicine?
No, we don't have postgraduate medicine. We have public health, Master of Public Health. And for medical school, so are you, okay, the question I have is, are you already enrolled in a Bachelor of Medicine program? If you are, then yes, you should finish your bachelor's and then you can do your master's in public health to specialize.
Okay. Hope you got that, Daniela. We have two more still from Daniela. The first one was from Deborah, sorry. From your perspective, what are the most attractive opportunities Europe offers international students compared to other study destinations?
First and foremost, cost of living and tuition fees relatively cheaper. If you compare fees for UK, US, Canada schools, you should be paying almost double of what is currently being offered in our schools. Aside that, there are also employment opportunities available. So the good thing is, whilst you are studying, you are working part-time. Aside that, you also have internship opportunities, and you have our school having collaboration with several companies in the various countries that we have present. So what I tell my students is, don't wait for us to give you a job. You also need to be proactive. So when you take advantage of the opportunities in terms of working part-time, going on internships, network, talk to people, look out for opportunities. Any job opening you see, apply for it and shine. Do your best when you get there. By all means, they'll see your hard work and then opportunities will come your way to apply and something will come up. The good thing is with Malta and Dubai, I would say for sure, is that because they are developing their economies on all round, there are job opportunities readily available. So they just need experts to come in and take up those opportunities. So that is one thing that I'll say stands out for studying in Europe as compared to other destinations.
So still, Daniela, how do European universities generally balance academic theory with practical and real world skills?
Okay, so aside the theoretical aspect of things, so theory means doing research, looking at case studies, participating in more online, book work, right? However, the practical experience comes in where lecturers or faculty members will come in with simulations. So simulations might come putting you in groups, giving you an activity to do, work together, do a presentation about it. maybe going on field trips, visiting companies, doing your internship, coming back with the reports, things like that. So that kind of gives you an all-rounded understanding of what you are studying. So for example, if let's say you are doing MBA, let's say there's HR, right? And then maybe you get to do an internship in a company under the HR. Or for example, maybe MBA has different courses. So there's like HR, organizational behavior, operations, project management, etc., etc. So you learn all these programs, all these courses, and then they'll give you an assignment, let's say for like a real life case study, maybe a particular company somewhere needs restructuring. If you were in the position of an HR specialist or in management, how would you go about doing that restructuring? So it helps you think on the job and try to put things more into practice. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, I hope
Good evening, madam.
questions
Good evening.
Yeah.
Good evening, madam. Please, I'm
Hi,
Emmanuel.
Atta.
Please, I would
Hi,
like to
Emmanuel.
ask. I would like to ask if you have that is master's research on power system engineering or renewable energy technology. With regards to that is
For,
your universities in Europe. That is
for
specifically
now,
Sheila
no.
University.
So Sheila only currently has Master of Science in Sustainability Management, which is close to what you have mentioned. Otherwise, I might recommend MBA Project Management in Malta.
Okay. So don't you offer any research programs in power system engineering?
Not at the moment, no.
Okay, thank you. Well, what about any affiliate
Welcome.
university?
No, what we have is what I've talked about.
Okay,
for
thank you
now.
very much. Thank you very much.
So there's a clarification from Deborah.
Mhm.
She's currently offering biological science for her UG, and she wants to know if there are like any opportunities to further into medicine at her school.
Okay, so for now, we do have the Master of Public Health with options in epidemiology, leadership, and health promotion. However, we should be acquiring a medical school next year, but that hasn't been confirmed as to where exactly. But it might not be in Europe, it might be in the Caribbean. So for now, I can't talk much on that, unfortunately.
Okay. Please, if you have any, Mary, your hand is still up. Do you have any more questions? Okay. So please, if you have any questions, you can unmute yourselves and ask away. You can also put in the chat if you need. Yeah. I think there are no more questions. Yeah. Okay. In the absence of no more questions, thank you very much for joining the section today. If you have any more questions or if something comes up after the meeting, please direct them towards ErnestLinks Consult. Okay, there are a few more in the chat.
Okay.
So from Daniela, how competitive are the scholarship programs and what can students do to stand out?
So generally, we do have the automatic 25% scholarship for the January, February 2026 intakes. This is valid until our applications close in October, precisely 1st October this year. So if you'd want to take advantage, then the earlier you apply, the better. But yes, there are automatic scholarships. It's only for Sheila International University that you might have to fill out a form that will add to your application, but it's just basically stating your nationality, the program of interest, and your contact, like your details. So it's automatic. However, scholarships, you need to maintain a GPA 3.2 or better. And then you can apply for academic merit-based scholarships for the following year or for the following semester in our schools. But on admission, it's currently 25% and 50 at Schiller Heidelberg.
Okay, and from Dr. Joseph, what is the first step to apply?
Please provide your documents to ErnestLinks. So depending on what program you are looking for, CV, passport, transcript, certificate, of medium of instruction, English, and statement of purpose. And then when we receive those documents, you get a conditional offer. After reviewing the documents, you get a conditional offer. And then the next step will be, if there's any thing else that you would be required, let's say maybe you might need to provide a gap justification in your CV, or maybe you perhaps forgot to provide a letter of medium of instruction, you have to provide that. Then we'll schedule you for an interview, an admissions interview. Admissions interview basically will be questions along the lines of introduce yourself, talk about your academic and professional experience. Why do you want to study at that particular school? Why that country? What interests you, etc., etc. And then based on that, you get your unconditional offer after passing the interview.
Okay, so there's another one from Deborah. So I have a passport. Keith, what else do I need to apply for a postgraduate program? Do I need to write an exam or internship?
I'm sorry, I lost you, Manuela.
Okay. Yeah, so from Deborah, she has a passport and she's asking what else will she apply for postgraduate programs? Will like any exam or like internship for?
Okay. No. So you wouldn't need to write any exams or do any internship. Do you have any internships on, like, have you participated in any internship yet? Would you want to do national service? Like, do you intend to come back to come and work? Definitely you need to do your national service. So that could also pose as your work experience, at least. That's about 10 months to a year, right? Aside that, we'll need your CV. So you have to state all your experiences on the CV, your transcript and certificate, and then your statement of purpose.
Okay. Deborah, I hope that answers your question. Yeah. So please, if you have any other questions, you can unmute yourself or put it in the chat. Okay, there's another one. Is IELTS or English proficiency required for postgraduate programs?
For this particular intake, no. We will just need your English proficiency letter, or we would have to verify your WAEC results online if that's applicable.
Oh, yeah. That was the last question. Okay, so another one. Please, can we get some internship opportunities too, even though one is studying? Okay, while studying.
I didn't really get a question. As in while studying on our campus?
Yeah.
Yes, it's part of the program. So you would do an internship.
Is it paid?
You get something, yes. And then you top up by studying working part-time.
And I think you also mentioned you can work 20 hours a week. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so I have been well. You can
Emmanuel.
Good evening, madam. Please, I want to ask whether you have graduate assistantship offer for the sustainable energy.
So there's not a graduate assistantship assistantship per se, but it is under the United Nations Institute for Research, UNITA. So they offer internship opportunities under that program because with them. Yeah. And then for those who have very good, like if you maintain a good GPA, you can be considered for any contract work that comes in after school. But to show credibility, obviously, by being a good student and doing the right thing.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah. And there's another one from Mary. Mary, I'm not sure I understand your question. And she's asking if for the internship you can do it while studying in Ghana.
And for internship, no. It's when you're enrolled to school with us, in school with us. So once you're studying in Ghana, you have to look for internship opportunities here in Ghana yourself.
And then from Dr. Joseph, please give us your contact info to submit application. Oh, so to submit an application, and please contact ErnestLinks Consult. They'll guide you through the process, application process, the documents you need, and also the visa process. So, Ernest, I'm not sure if you're on the call. Can you like drop your contact details for them in the chat? Okay. So please, if you have any more questions, you can unmute yourself or put it in the chat. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Good evening. Please, I want to come once again. I forgot to ask about the total cost for the sustainable energy research. That is the total fees.
Okay. So that was stated in the presentation. Let me just read. Sustainability, right? Are you looking at Europe?
Yes, Europe.
16,560.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So I believe
Watson, do you have a question? It was Watson.
Sorry?
It was Watson, do you have a question?
I wanted to. It's like my network is not working nice. Yeah, I wanted to ask that is UK part of the Schengen countries?
UK is under United Kingdom and Schengen countries are under Europe.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sure he wants to clarify that
So
if maybe he gets a Malta visa, can you go to UK? I'm sure the answer is no.
yeah.
Okay.
So you can visit Germany, Italy, Spain, Switzerland,
Hello?
France,
Malta.
Malta. So when you have the Maltese visa is a Schengen visa. So you have access to all those countries as well.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Why?
Please, are you okay?
Amos, is that the question you want to ask?
Yeah.
Okay.
So and let me ask this one. Let me ask this one too. So maybe you have the you get a Schengen visa and maybe you are at Italy and maybe you go and visit someone at maybe a Belgium and you want to stay there. Like, can you stay there if maybe the visa gave you maybe some months? Can you apply for job there? Can, the probability that you get, is it high? Please do you understand my question?
Are you going there to study or are you going there to look for work?
No. It's just maybe I'm just asking. Maybe it's a visit. You know, a meeting. Maybe you're going there. The purpose is meeting. You know, international
No, you
meeting.
can't use that to apply for work. So the best route is to go to school and then try and look. But to go for like a visit or for a meeting, because a visit is technically an official meeting, right? Your visa is short. It's usually about 90 days. That's 3 months.
Okay.
Within that period, you can't get a job. Otherwise, you have to apply from here for a work visa. So look for work employment over there, and then they'll help you get your visa to go there, to work there. Oh, Mr. Ernest, am I lying?
If you want to go to school, yeah, but visit the, I'm not sure that route will help. So if you go to school, then you use that route to apply for the visa. Yeah. So
I
Mr.
don't.
Master, you can apply to Malta. So when you get Malta visa, you can visit Spain, you can visit Germany, you can visit Italy, you can visit Belgium, you can visit all the 29 Schengen countries. Okay.
But you can't apply for job there.
You can't apply for work.
Okay.
You can't apply for work. I didn't get you. What did you say?
Yeah, that was what I was asking.
Yeah, you can still work. Yeah,
I
you
was
can
asking
work
that. So
for us.
apart from the visit, you can't apply for job there.
And she was saying that the best route to use, right?
Maybe you have
Now,
some 2 month visits at maybe Italy, and you want to stay and apply for a job there. That's my question. And I was asking
okay.
I think
that
You know, the
can
Schengen,
can you do that?
the
Also,
Schengen country.
we have Malta here, which is a school in the Schengen area. So getting a school, I think he has left.
Oh,
He has left.
yeah. Is there any other questions? None in the chat. So if you have like any other follow-up questions, please route them through ErnestLinks Consult. The contacts have been pasted in the chats. And thank you very much for joining everyone today. It has been like I think it has been very interactive. I hope you got like all your questions answered for today. Yeah. So have a great evening. Do you have any more things to say, Pamela or Ernest?
I'll just say if you are looking to study abroad, please plan in advance. Do your research and inquiries. Try and put your monies together. Put your documentations together, and always get the right support in terms of advice. So, good thing is ErnestLinks is readily available to support you with that. So go to them, ask them all the questions that you have, and they'll help you guide you to do the right thing. Because at the end of the day, you can get admission, but you need to get the right documentations put in place for your visa to get a high success rate. So you get the guidance that you need and work towards it by doing the right thing and don't cut corners. At the end of the day, now the visa unit is centralized. So if you get a bounce somewhere, let's say America, Canada, you go and apply, they'll see that you've been bounced in America before and vice versa. So just take your time and do the right thing and do your research. So don't just look at if it has worked for somebody, how did they work? Listen to what they say, but still come back to the professionals to also give you the right advice. I wish you all the best and take care. Thank you so much for this opportunity as well.
Yeah. Have a good evening, everyone. Goodbye.
Bye.